Hi everyone, welcome to our dream table. Today we're going to be covering some of those topics that we saw that people had interest in, and maybe those are the dreams that are quite common for you guys. So we're going to be discussing vehicles, and we're also going to be discussing lion dreams.
Yeah.
Love them. Vehicle dreams.
Yes, so this was another dream that got a lot of comments and likes. So we're thinking that you guys really want to know about this.
Yes.
So yeah, guys, vehicles, the first thing you need to think about is the type of vehicle. So that's probably the first thing you're going to notice. Are you driving something small? Are you in a big bus? All of those things.
Yes.
What other vehicles can you get? Are you in a police van? Are you in a
Yes.
bakkie? Are you in a tractor?
Are you in a Range Rover? Are you in a car that's able to go through wild places? Are you in a fast car? You get what I mean? Yeah. Are you in a sports car? Are you buying a new car? So those kind of things can actually have a different meaning.
Yeah.
And obviously you would also know, if you are driving like a Kia Picanto, you can't really go into the wild like you would if maybe you had a Fortuner.
Yes.
So those kind of things will also mean something in a dream.
Yes. So now let's talk about the size of the vehicle. Yes. And whether or not you are driving or whether or not you're a passenger. So what are your thoughts on the size of vehicles and what they mean?
So for me, size of vehicles is always about how many people can fit in that vehicle. So when you think of it, your Kia Picanto, sorry for that example, will only have 4 people fit in, which means that it's not a lot of people that are on this journey. While maybe a bus or a minibus has got a lot of more people. It's not just about you. It's not just about your friendship group or whatever. Not. It's more about maybe a church. It's more about maybe a department or a company. It's more people who can fit in, and it's more people that you need to lead if you are the person who's driving. So has a lot of impact into what God is trying to actually communicate in that dream.
Yes. I think another thing is obviously whether or not how many people the car can fit in.
Yes.
So yeah, like you had said, is it a journey that you're on? Is it a journey that you're going to be watching from a distance? Maybe it's happening to other people. Those are also things to consider. So I think another thing we need to talk about is accidents and if the car is broken down. So typically with these ones, it means that there's going to be a hard stop in your journey. You're going to be delayed in some sort of way. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be in a physical accident, but it definitely means that your journey is going to be interrupted and it's not going to be pleasant for yourself and the other people involved. So the best thing I would say is for the person to pray, to be honest. I mean, dreams can be changed, guys. Just because you have a dream doesn't mean you have to go along with it. You can always say, God, this is what you're showing me, but I believe you're showing me because there's a solution.
Yes.
So how can we change this? What do I need to do? Maybe it's the people that I'm hanging around. Maybe it's my attitude. Maybe it's unforgiveness. Maybe there's a destructive nature about me or about my behavior that's going to cause me to hit a hard knock in life. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, because I'm also just thinking of we discussed this in a previous video of car crashes, or maybe that bus drives into another bus, or maybe your car drives into your manager's car or drives into another person from your church. That's again those delays that can be caused by certain conflicts or certain attitudes or having to work through some things that God might be showing you that okay, if you don't work through this, it might cause some delay or some conflicts along the way. So very important. So we are speaking now about vehicles, but there are also other ways to get from point A to B, which is through the air, through the water, which are also other vehicles that God can also show you in a dream. So would you say that there is a difference when God is showing you driving in a car, or you driving, or you being in a plane, for instance, or maybe you're going through a ship or even a train? Can it mean something different if you are using a different type of vehicle? Then
so definitely those the vehicle that you are traveling in the dream is talking about the scale of this movement. So, for example, a train typically talks about a movement of God. So this might be a movement of God that is happening in Southern Africa, in Africa as a whole. Maybe it's a specific movement that God wants to do in America. It could be a revival. They're often signified by trains, right? So the means of travel definitely talks to the scale, right? If it's a bicycle, for example, that's just your individual journey. No one else is involved, and it's going to require a lot of your
strength,
physical effort to get you up this hill or down this road or whatever it might be, right? So the means of transport is talking about the movement. Is it strictly about you? Is it about your family? Is it the economy? Is it the church at large? All of those things. And then also the speed. So for example, if I'm to take a car from Cape Town to Johannesburg, it's probably going to take me 2 days, right? If I drive nonstop.
Yes.
But if I take a flight, that's an hour and a half.
Yes.
So you definitely want to be in a plane and not in a car for long distance travels, right? So the speed at which the vehicle travels is another indication of how quick God is going to cause this movement or transport you from this place in your life to this place in your life.
Yes.
You definitely don't want to be on a long journey on a bicycle.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
You want to be on a plane or a cruise ship so you can enjoy.
Yeah, no, do not be in that. You know, you can't really control that, but do not be in a bicycle going to Cape Town from Johannesburg. It's bad for you. So
yeah, no, that's gonna be real, hey?
Yes.
Yeah.
So sometimes also what you find is like a car, and I think those are some of the scariest dreams, that are missing certain parts. A car that is missing maybe an engine, wheels, that is missing maybe like mirrors, that is missing a windscreen. Those can also mean something. And I think like when you are having those kind of dreams, it's also just good to also just pray, because God is obviously showing what's actually coming against you for you to get from point A to B or get to your destination.
Yeah.
So like when you think of it, the engine is the heart of the car.
Yes.
What are you going to do without an engine? Absolutely nothing.
Yep.
So if maybe an engine has been stolen in your car or you found it empty, it's good then to better hope that you found it in the dream, or it's not a good thing.
Yeah. And I think those types of dreams, you have to pinpoint what piece of the car is missing and what that piece is used for.
Yes.
So for example, wheels are not too bad because there's always a spare wheel.
Yes.
So
and
I wouldn't.
there must be a spare wheel in your
car. Hopefully in your dream you've got a spare wheel and you'll be up and running in no time. Or you can be directed to a shop in the dream and you can get help and you'll be up and running in no time. So with those types of dreams, they'll signify a delay that's coming. But the most important in the dream is to make sure that that thing can be solved right then and there and you can be on your way. If the dream ends and you weren't able to find a solution, that's a bit more disheartening, I would say. It's not the end of the world. It's just disheartening because it means that it's going to be difficult for you when that thing happens in real life for you to be able to find a way around that situation. Yeah.
So I've seen certain dreams where like, I don't know, the color of the car will be highlighted, or maybe let's say I've got a red car and the next thing it changes into another car or just something. Do you think colors are actually quite important when it comes to like cars, or it's just maybe your favorite color? Like, is there a significance to the color of the car?
Yeah.
And we haven't actually done a video on color, coming up soon though.
Yes. Yeah. So I think colors are important. Obviously, if the car is gold and everything is gold, that's a very, very nice dream. Or if everything is made out of diamonds or something of that nature, it's talking about a season of prosperity that you are in, and so on. But if, for example, maybe the car is blue, that might talk of a prophetic journey you're in. Maybe you're in a prophetic church, a prophetic cell group. Maybe you're listening to a lot of prophetic preachers online and so on. So typically colors do mean that. Any colors you can think of?
I can think of a color such as like maybe red, and also depending maybe on the context of the dream. So maybe it could be, if it's in the positive, God could be speaking about a journey where God is going to be teaching you some wisdom or empowering you in something. Or maybe on the negative, some anger issues that maybe God wants to actually solve along the way. So I think depending on the context of the car or context of the dream, it will also tell you what journey you're also on.
Yeah.
So which I think is also very important. And also, I mean, like if the car was not highlighted, or the color of the car was not highlighted, just it's best to leave it. It's not a detail that you should focus on. But if it was like I had this color car, then it's good to pay attention to the meaning of what that color could mean.
Yeah. And sometimes the color of the car inside will be different to the color of the car outside. So, for example, browns, I know typically in car dreams on the inside, we'll talk about humidity and even financial lack at times. So also take note of that. The car seats, the leather, the cloth or whatever. What is that color versus the color on the outside of the car?
And then there are also dreams where you see maybe yourself or someone buying a new car or exchanging a car. Or maybe, like I always find those dreams very encouraging, because who doesn't want a new car? Who doesn't want to exchange their nice or their normal car to a better car? So that will also just be speaking about like, getting better things, a promotion, going to high level. So let's say maybe you were driving a Picanto and the next thing you get a Porsche Cayenne. I mean, those are levels that you're going up to. So I've seen that happen a lot in dreams, and it's usually a very good dream element to have.
Yes. And obviously if you're going from a 1-seater car to maybe a 7-seater car, it means you'll be able to carry yourself, maybe your brothers and sisters, maybe some members of the church. It basically means you're going to be able to take care of yourself on this journey as well as other people. So there's capacity for yourself and others, which is good, right? Yeah.
And that's what you want to see.
Yeah, because that shows growth. Okay, what about if your car is hijacked?
Oof.
What could that mean?
So I think we also covered this in a previous video, that like when it comes to your car being hijacked, obviously the enemy is always spoken about as a thief. He comes to steal our destiny. He comes to steal our purposes, our relationship with God. Whatever he can find his hands on, the enemy will do that. So it is about maybe the enemy trying to steal your purpose, your job. It can be about your destiny. It can be just about different things that the enemy is trying to take by force. And also in the dream, I think when you are having a dream where someone is like robbing you of your car, hijacking you, also notice if maybe your car was not maybe like locked, or maybe, I don't know, you found yourself in the wrong place at the wrong time, or like your garage door was not closed, because those will also speak about how you can prevent the enemy from actually coming in to your space and trying to take what God has given you.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much it. The car's very, very interesting. Let's move on to lions in dreams. So obviously lions, there's negative and positive. But let's talk about them in the positive. So I know from experience that lions in the positive signify Jesus in his glory, in his radiance. You know, at times you might see a glorious lion and it just amazes you, you know. At times this lion could be defending you, fighting for you, or you could be watching it from a distance and people are trying to capture or hurt it, but it's just prevailing. So that just signifies Jesus in all his glory and all his strength. And that's a dream that is meant to encourage you. Typically, you'll find these dreams maybe in times where you are discouraged or you're doubting God's power, you know, and he shows up like that in a dream to remind you of who he is.
Yes.
What about you? Have you ever had a dream, or do you have any thoughts about how lions can be positive in dreams?
No, definitely. That one of like Jesus being that roaring lion and him being so magnificent. I think lions in general are very scary, but then when you're seeing it, and not that it's harmless, but like there's just a reverence for it or a glory around it, then you can definitely know that it's Christ. But another way in which I've seen lions will be about like maybe boldness, God calling you to be more bold. And I've seen those in maybe you looking in the mirror in a dream and your face looks like a lion or represents a lion or something. Then I've seen that speaking about boldness, that you need to be more bold about the situation that's going on around your life, or bold about something that God has said to you, bold in faith, bold in whatever it is that God would be trying to say.
I think it's definitely meant to encourage you and to uplift your spirit more than anything. Okay, lions in the negative. Ooh, we know what that's about.
Yes.
Or who that's about.
And it's almost as if like you also wake up quite fearful because in the dream it's not cute at all. It's not a glorious lion that is, it's a lion chasing people around. It's a lion that's fighting to get into your door and wanting to grab your hand. It's a lion that's just causing havoc, basically.
Or it could be like a lion that's you've seen maybe kill someone in a dream and now it's turned and is coming towards you, you know. I think all of these types of dreams are talking or referring to one person, and that is the devil and the enemy, our adversary, you know, someone who's out to get the children of God, to make sure that they don't fulfill God's calling and promises on this earth and don't experience God in all his fullness. So typically, guys, if you have dreams of lions in that nature, that's what it's talking about. So those dreams can be very, very fearful. You just wake up so shaken. But it's a warning.
Yeah,
it is a warning. Yeah.
And I think when you also look at it in the context of the Bible, when Peter was just warning the church that, like, you know, our enemy or Satan roams around looking for those who are weak to literally just attack. And it like Zianda was saying that, like, it's almost like a warning. So it's almost like at that time, be spending time with God, like be spending time in the Word, find yourself, because also lions want you isolated. If you're with a group of other people, it might actually retreat. So find yourself in a community with other believers so that you're actually also safe from the enemy's attack or isolating you and then taking you out from this wonderful walk that we're in. So sometimes I've also seen that, like, these dreams can also be speaking about fear. I've seen that in my own dreams where I'm probably fearful about something in my life, and then I'll just see this lion literally causing fear. And I'm just like so fearful in the dream, and half of the times you find that this lion is even tamed, or it's got a, what do you call it?
A leash.
It's got a leash, but I'm so fearful, and God is like, hey, your fear, my baby. You need to handle that very well. Have faith in me, because you are literally running on fear right now. So
that's so powerful. So you almost got to do like the opposite. We've not been given a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. So yeah, guys, that is Vehicles and Lions. We hope that you've learned a lot. And yeah, we'll be posting more shorter videos, in-depth videos that go into a lot more detail about what we've covered. But in a nutshell, that's kind of what we wanted to share with you guys. So yeah,
Thank
guys,
you.
chat soon.
See you in the next video. Bye.